Welcome back to the Showroom Presents. It's impossible to know when natural disasters will strike, but it's possible to be prepared. While many families have set up plans for emergencies, these plans can often forget our furry friends. Today we have Veterinarian Dr. Lowery and Katie Borremans, representative from the Humane Society of Pikes Peak, Colorado, to talk about some tips that keep our furry friends safe during an emergency. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you and good morning.
So give us some tips that we can use during an emergency for our pets. How can we prepare?
Yeah, it's so important to be prepared, and one of the first things that pet parents should know is to have an identification that's current and accurate for their pet, either through microchip information, and also important to have a backup collar and tag, and very important to keep that current. You can have a decal at your home that will alert emergency rescue workers that you have a pet that you need to have rescued in the home. And then you can see that we have a pet grab-and-go emergency kit that gives you some ideas of some things you should have readily available. So several days worth of pet food, some bottled water, a copy of the pet's medical record. Very important to have your veterinary contact information as well as the local animal shelters in case you need to house your pet temporarily or can't take them with you. Some very easy things that you should have ready to go in case of that emergency.
So like a pet to-go bag, we keep those sort of things maybe just in a backpack, something easy to go in case we need to quickly get out of the house?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. A duffel bag will work just fine. Something that you can carry all of these items in, grab it easily, and just get out of the house.
So what should we do if we're separated from our pets during an emergency?
That's a great question. The very first thing that you absolutely want to do is go down to your local shelter. The local shelters really serve as kind of a clearinghouse for pets in a disaster. It's where the lost pets go, the found pets go. So you want to go down there, have a photo of your pet that you can share with animal rescuers so they know who they're looking for. And it's really important, as Dr. Lowery was talking about, the microchip and the tags and the collar, keeping that information up to date so that when you are separated from your pet, rescuers can get in touch with you. When we had a number of wildfires in Colorado, that was one of the biggest problems that we experienced. We had animals coming in with microchips, but the phone number had been disconnected or the family had moved, and it was really hard to get those pets reunited.
So what can families do to help emergency workers help find and save their pets easier? Keeping their information up to date on the microchip is one. What are some other things we can do?
Yeah, another really important thing to do is to know that local shelters often need support, and the first thing people often ask is, what can we do to help? And so there's lots of great information on our Hills Pet Nutrition website at hillspet.com that not only guides people on what they should do, what they can do for their families, including their pets, but for those people that don't have pets but still want to help, there's lots of information there about donating to your local shelter.
Very helpful in an emergency.
Now going back to the pet go bags, talking about the food, should we keep things like canned food in there? How stable of a shelf life is the dry food?
Yeah, typically if as long as you put your dry food in a watertight sealable Ziploc bag or even a watertight container, it's going to stay well for months, depending of course on the food. Another thing that you can do is just have a small bag of the regular food, because typically the shelf life for a bag of food that's sealed is close to a year, if not more. And so those are some great things to do. If your pet does eat canned food, it's a great idea to have some cans of food available as well.
What I like to do personally myself is I do a little calendar reminder every 6 months to get that go bag out and just make sure that everything is still ready to go, that the food isn't expired, that the medication is in there. It's kind of a good way to make sure that I'm ready at any time.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That really is a good idea. I know I have a first aid kit ready for my pet, but I never really thought of, again, you don't think of keeping the food on hand and things that they may need, the extra collar, things like that on hand.
Right, exactly, and so important in a disaster.
Yeah.
So can you give us that website again for the Hills Pet Nutrition so we can get some more resources about keeping our pets safe during an emergency?
Absolutely. It's easy to remember, hillspet.com, HILLSPET.com.
Fantastic. Well, Dr. Lowery and Katie Borremans, thank you so much for joining us here on the Showroom Presents.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Hold on, you call that showing off?
How about the dazzling diamond deals we're showing off at the Showroom on Union?
Diamond engagement rings.
Diamond band.
Diamond anniversary.
Diamond fashion.
Diamonds, diamonds, and more diamonds.
All at a fraction of the pricey stores.
And buy with confidence because all showroom diamonds will come with a Gem Lab certificate as requested, guaranteeing natural diamonds of value. Don't forget, we feature GIA certified diamonds.
Showing off great diamonds and great deals every day.
At Airport Plaza Jewelers, the Showroom on Union.